Most rookies need time to adapt to the NFL, but this two-star recruit came into the league and took it over right away. So how did he do it? Well, here's the story of Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson's journey to stardom began in Destrehan, Louisiana, where he attended Destrehan High School, but it was by no means an easy journey. Justin came from an athletic family. His father John played college basketball, and his two older brothers Jordan and Ricky both had very successful careers at LSU and played in the NFL, so Justin knew exactly what it would take to play football at the highest level. But Justin wasn't as physically gifted as his brothers. When he first got to high school, he was small and stood at just 5'7", 125 pounds.
That's really short for pro athlete level, but then again, did he grow? Or he was still young here?
Even under the guidance of his brothers, he could only make the JV team as a safety his freshman year. He broke his elbow playing scout team during that season, 3 years into his high school career, and Justin was yet to reach the heights of his brothers. His dream of reaching the NFL was becoming very unlikely, and even though he may have started to give up on his dream, Justin's family still believed in him. And after getting x-rays of his growth plates, the doctor informed Justin and his family that he was about to hit a big growth spurt. That growth spurt came in his junior year, when Justin grew to 6'1" and gained almost 40 pounds, which gave him a shot with the varsity team. While he did get on the field in his junior season, his knees constantly knotted up due to his massive growth spurt, and he ran with a limp. This made him look uncoordinated and limited his explosiveness. So with one last offseason to follow his brothers and play Division I college football, Justin was on a mission. He started to spend countless hours with his older brother Jordan working on route running and watching YouTube videos of NFL receivers, picking out things to add to his game. And once it was time for his final high school season, all of his hard work paid off. His knees were no longer knotting up, and he became a dynamic playmaker. Justin exploded with 44 receptions for 956 yards and 9 touchdowns. This was just...
You know what it is? Some people just need their time. And luckily he didn't give up, because imagine he gave up before that growth spell, while he had the injuries, he would have never done what he'd done in the end.
You just gotta believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself and just keep going.
A small glimpse of what the rest of his career would look like. The problem was, even after Justin's amazing senior year, he was still just a two-star recruit without any major offers. Division I programs were worried because off the field, Justin needed to complete a summer class in order to graduate. His father even talked to him about potentially taking the Division II route. But luckily, the Jefferson last name carried a lot of weight at one school in particular. So when LSU head coach Ed Ogeron said he's got a scholarship waiting for him whenever he's ready, Justin knew what he needed to do. He completed his summer class and became LSU's final scholarship member in the fall of 2017. It wasn't an easy road to college football, but Justin Jefferson was right where he always wanted to be, right where his brothers were before him. He was an LSU Tiger. In his freshman season, Jefferson only played in 2 games, recording just 1 rush for 4 yards. But it was in his sophomore year that he would put the nation on notice. Justin Jefferson had arrived, and there was no looking back. His connection with new transfer quarterback Joe Burrow was immediate, and Jefferson led the Tigers in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns that year, with 44 receptions for 875 yards and 6 touchdowns. We didn't know it yet, but this level of production was just scratching the surface. In Jefferson's junior season, he was a part of what was perhaps the greatest college football team of all time. This was primarily because of their incredible passing attack with Joe Burrow, throwing to the greatest wide receiver duo college football has ever seen in Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. They were unbeaten with relative ease during the regular season, and Jefferson led the nation with 111 receptions. His 18 receiving touchdowns were second, and 1,540 receiving yards third in the country. In the first round of the college football playoff against the Oklahoma Sooners, Jefferson caught 14 passes for 227 yards and 4 touchdowns in the first half. He followed this record-setting performance in the national championship against the Clemson Tigers with a 9-catch, 106-yard game in a blowout win. Justin Jefferson had nothing left to prove in the college game. He chose to forego his senior year and declared for the NFL draft.
It's mad how he struggled to get into college football, then absolutely exploded, like practically went straight to the NFL. So he went from not even being good enough for college football, barely, to NFL so quick. That's mad.
It's good for him. You can see he's really passionate about it, especially when his brothers are doing it. He's really looking up to his brothers from such a young age, and he really wants to get into it. It was his dedication and passion that led him to this.
Also, what I will say, though, which saved him a bit, in my opinion, you guys can comment if you disagree, is his family being, ex-players and stuff of that school. If they didn't have that family name within that, he wouldn't have got that position, and his career path might have not ended that way. So it showed just by having that the right connects and the right family that knows the right people got him in front to a certain level. But from there, he took it, because he could have failed from there.
Yeah.
So he could have got to that level and failed and been like, bench warming. But he took it to the elite level. But luckily, it bided him enough time to get to that level.
Years, he had gone from an unranked recruit to a projected first-round NFL draft pick. But heading into the draft, there were still questions about his athleticism. Jefferson often beat DBs with his crafty route running, rather than using pure speed or strength. So NFL scouts had doubts about his explosiveness at the next level. He quickly silenced his critics after running a 4.43 40 at the combine, but there were still doubters. Experts weren't sure if he could line up on the outside against the best corners in the league and be a true number one receiver. So much so that in the 2020 draft, 4 receivers were taken ahead of him, including Jalen Reagor, who the Eagles selected 1 pick ahead of Jefferson. But after a short wait, with the 22nd pick, the Minnesota Vikings selected Justin Jefferson, and he would enter the league with big shoes to fill right away. Earlier that offseason, the Vikings traded away fan-favorite receiver Stephon Diggs, who was crucial in Minnesota for years, and replacing him wouldn't be easy. But it didn't take long for Vikings fans to fall in love with the new kid in town, in somewhat of an unprecedented offseason due to the pandemic that saw no preseason and less offseason training than usual. Many rookies struggled to get off the mark. Jefferson was no exception, and he didn't get his first start until Week 3 against the Tennessee Titans. But when the opportunity came, he picked up right where he left off in college. In just the first start of his NFL career, Justin Jefferson caught 7 passes for 175 yards and a touchdown. This was also when the world was introduced to the celebration he's made so famous.
Oh, that was his.
He followed up.
I've seen people do that. I didn't know that was a celebration he done. I've seen that in FIFA, even the game. It became like a big Instagram thing.
Oh, so he created it.
Apparently so. That's what you just said.
Now I know where it comes from.
Yeah, I know.
His incredible debut with a 4-reception, 103-yard game in Week 4 against the Texans, becoming just the 5th receiver in Vikings history to have back-to-back 100-yard games in their rookie season.
If I had a career game, record-setting game, it doesn't matter. If we don't come out the W, then it's pointless.
After 4 weeks and just 2 starts, Justin Jefferson had put himself among the best pass catchers in the league, and he showed no signs of slowing down. After a Week 6 explosion against the Atlanta Falcons that saw Jefferson put up 166 yards and 2 touchdowns, his frightening pace made breaking the rookie receiving record a realistic goal. In Week 13 against the Jaguars, 121 yards and a touchdown saw him break the 1,000-yard receiving mark. It took him just 12 games to reach the milestone, making him the 5th fastest player in NFL history to reach 1,000 yards. Justin Jefferson's silky route running, combined with his incredible ability to get to the point of the catch, made him almost unstoppable to cover one-on-one.
I love how they doubted his explosiveness, and he's just proven everyone wrong that even though that was like his bread and butter, he can bring it to the NFL and still be just as explosive against the best in the world.
He just keeps getting better and better, isn't he?
He just needed time. He was like a plant. He just needed to be watered for the long
seed.
enough. Yeah, and then someone took a chance on him, that team.
Yeah.
And then as they done that, he blossomed. Yeah.
Week 15 game against the Chicago Bears, where he hauled in 8 receptions for 104 yards. He broke Randy Moss's Vikings rookie record for receptions. And in the final game of the season in Detroit, he had 9 receptions for 133 yards to set a new NFL rookie record for receiving yards. Jefferson finished the year with 88 receptions for 1,400 yards and 7 touchdowns, was selected to the Pro Bowl, and was a second-team All-Pro. Despite his historic rookie year, he placed second in Offensive Rookie of the Year voting to quarterback Justin Herbert. Then just when we thought Justin Jefferson had hit his ceiling, he came into his second year looking better than ever. A full offseason and an added year of experience in the league took Jefferson to the next level. Even though teams had an entire year's worth of his film, they had no answer on how to stop him. He was now a true wide receiver 1 and was being game planned for as such. But it didn't matter. Jefferson would always take over games and single-handedly keep the Vikings in games with his playmaking ability.
3rd and 4, Kirk passes.
I love how he could just juke from one direction to the other so suddenly, and he's literally breaking everyone's ankles doing it. They can't keep up. just explosive.
Yeah, and I think that it's good that he fixed his knee problem as well, because maybe that was giving him major issues, and because his knee's gone so strong, he just was in and out.
100%.
Yeah.
If he still had that knee issue, there's no way he's doing what he's doing. I'll tell you that from now.
But even with the Vikings offense being elite, their defense struggled to hold leads. And after 10 games, they had lost 5 by a touchdown or less. So in a crucial Week 11 matchup, the 5-5 Minnesota Vikings hosted the Green Bay Packers in a game they needed to win to keep their playoff hopes alive. And to the surprise of no one, Justin Jefferson single-handedly took over and won the game for the Vikings. He ended the game with 8 receptions for 169 yards and 2 touchdowns. But most of all, the Vikings won the game 34-31. Jefferson was awarded the NFC Offensive Player of the Week for his efforts. He was arguably the best player in the entire NFL during the month of November. Over 4 games, he had 464 yards and 3 touchdowns on his way to being named the NFC Offensive Player of the Month. While the Vikings continued to lose close games, Jefferson continued to ball, improving on every statistic from his rookie season. He finished the season with 108 receptions for 1,616 yards and 10 touchdowns. His 1,616 receiving yards were second in the league behind Cooper Kupp. The incredible start to his career led to Jefferson breaking the record set by Odell Beckham Jr. for most receiving yards by a player in their first 2 seasons in the NFL. And for the second year in a row, he was selected to the Pro Bowl and was a second-team All-Pro, missing out on first-team honors by just 1 vote. Due to a lack of team success, in 2022, the Vikings made a change at head coach, bringing in Kevin O'Connell, who was previously the Rams' offensive coordinator. He's made it clear he wants to expand Jefferson's role and transform the Vikings into a more dynamic passing offense. Now in Jefferson's 3rd year, the Vikings are off to their best start to a season of his career, and he's the focal point that the offense revolves around.
I love how they started to build a team around him, because they obviously respect how good he's doing. And they said, yeah, he's the key to us going to that next level if we could build a team around it.
Yeah, of course, it's great because he's got his strengths, and it's just finding those that are compatible in terms of playing with him as well, and that can support him.
Because not all teams do that, because look at the video we reacted to. We done a Barry Saunders, I think his name was, and it seemed like he was just carrying every time, and they never built the team around him. And a lot of
hence why he ended his career.
He retired and just said it's not going nowhere. He just keeps having to carry every season. He clearly had enough of doing it. So it's nice to see a team actually making a team around their best player or one of their best players.
Be surprised if we get our first look at Justin Jefferson in the postseason very soon. And if the electric start to his career is anything to go by, Jefferson will be grittying all the way into the Hall of Fame one day.
Superstar player, what was your thoughts of his story coming up?
Very motivational, very aspirational. Never, ever, ever give up on your dreams.
Yeah, I agree with you.
He was short, he was small.
Injured,
weak. Now look at him.
Now he's up there.
Yeah, good for him.
That's it. It's all about, I think everyone has their timing. It's just time. Sometimes it needs to blossom and it takes time.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for the recommendation. Don't forget to like and subscribe. For now, peace out.
Bye.